You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper podcast.
Love this lady. She's here to absolutely annihilate Matt de Groot this morning in the headline off. But you can catch her work every Sunday in Stella magazine, all across News Corp's national Sunday papers. It's Sarrah Le Marquand.
Good morning.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me.
You've obviously heard about this quite a bit. This is a pretty big segment here. And Matty de Groot prides himself, but he has... I mean, I'm going to give you a topical subject very soon, and you've got to give us your best headline. You've been at News Corp for a while now, so are you good at this, Sarah?
Yeah, well, I write a lot of cover lines, so they tend to be a little bit clickbaity or clickbait with substance, as we like to call it.
You mean hot bait?
Okay. I think it's also the headline off with the fanciest name we've gone up against. Sarrah Le Marquand is just
very
Stunning name.
as someone who lives his life having to spell out de Groot on the phone, I can't imagine what you've had to go
This is
through.
something that we could bond over.
Yeah.
It is complicated, exotic, but very difficult to spell. Yes.
So can we talk about some of the front covers of Stella that you've done? I mean, most recently there was Andy Lee, the beautiful Andy and Beck.
They look gorgeous.
Andy as a model, how did he go?
He went pretty well. Poor old Andy, he actually had shingles, which is, look, that's never fun.
Gets in the way, doesn't it?
Definitely don't want to get shingles the day before a cover shoot. So we try not to overly Photoshop because I think you've got to let people be who they are. And I think we've moved a bit beyond that sort of overdone airbrushing as a society. But we made an exception for Andy.
One of the most powerful covers that you've done this year, without a doubt, is Robert Irwin. Because we've grown up with Robert Irwin, and you know what? And to be in his father's footsteps, and everyone was waiting, what's Robert going to do? Is he going to be the next Steve? And he was going through that awkward time in his life. Now, oh my gosh, what was the feedback you got? Because he's a great looking guy.
He is.
He's a man.
It was absolutely amazing response. I mean, the photos went viral. It made global headlines, so much pickup across the United States and here in Australia. And we had people saying, I'm a bit conflicted. I'm really feeling attracted to Robert Irwin, and I watched him grow up. And so then for the photos to come out, the cover to come out, and for that to happen at a national and an international level was great. And I think it spoke to the mission of Stella, which is we are going to do a makeover on the men of Australia, one fitted tee at a time.
Okay, you're here for the headline off today. It's topical story. You've got to give us the best headline. Let's get stuck into it.
Well, Matt de Groot's job is to read out headlines. He's not that great at it, but gets it right sometimes.
In sport, and Beyonce for Broncos for Beyonce forward.
The editor of Stella is about to rip out his spine. Well, metaphorically, with some headlines.
Let's do it. All right, Sam, because you are our guest, Matty de Groot will go first, and you will have a listen to his horrible headlines.
This is not good.
And you'll get a bit of an understanding. But the first topical story we have today is 2 Air France pilots suspended after having a huge fight in the cockpit. They were going toe-to-toe in the cockpit while passengers were on the plane. Best headline, Matt de Groot.
Mayday, mayday, our plane is in peril. Our baguette-wearing pilots have just turned feral.
Oh, my God. What was
That's
that?
pretty good.
What?
As a French accent goes,
that?
could be the best we've ever had on
The
the
funny
show.
thing is, when you read a headline, when an individual reads a headline, they hear it in their voice, not the voice of the pilot. So could we get it in English?
I mean, I'll do it again, but I know the one you'll play on air is the... Mayday, mayday, our plane is in peril. Our baguette-waving pilots have just turned feral.
That's what it was.
You should have just done it that
I was so concerned that it was too bad that I needed to dress it up with an accent.
Awesome. He went for it. He went for it.
You're a fool.
Okay, you're off to a good start here, Sam.
Robbie Shiraz.
Your best headline, please. Here we go.
Attention passengers, this is your captain speaking. At least the fighting in the cockpit drowns out the sounds of whippers shrieking.
Very
true.
Sounds personal. I get that, Sarah.
I
don't
am
like
also
flying.
scared of flying.
Are you really?
I absolutely am, and I'm actually getting a flight later this afternoon.
To what point? How bad do you get?
Well, I've learnt to, try to
Internalise.
mask it so
Yeah.
that people don't catch on. But in my
Wow.
younger years, there were moments where there might have been a time when someone actually went to. I was in the United States on a domestic flight, and someone was trying to open the door mid-flight, and I jumped out of my seat and was sort of saying, no. Anyway, they were opening the toilet door. I'm not joking.
So the
poor thing.
still knocks had kicked in, had they?
And you know when you no, that's right. And you know when you're travelling internationally, you feel like you've shamed an entire country. You're like, not all Australians are like this.
Oh, see who won that one?
Definitely Sarah won
Well
that
done,
one.
Sarah. All right, Sarah, you're going first on this one. The next story is bloke forced to go on stag do by himself after 18 mates get stranded in the UK. So he had to go on his own bucks party by himself. His 18 mates couldn't make it. Best headline.
A lonely man's night out with no friends to boot. Sounds like most weekends for Nova's Matt de Groot.
That is so basic. That's crap.
Yes,
Sarah, let's reach higher.
Fake news. Fake news. Oh, but is it?
Alone on his bucks, the guy must be a drip. It sounds like the stag do of our mate Whip.
I mean, you pretty much copied it.
I mean, that's highbrow.
Isn't it,
Unlike
Joe?
Sarah's basic rubbish.
I hate it when it's a whitewash, but you didn't win that either. Sarah won that.
Come on.
Dude, that was a stinker.
It was so bad.
I can do it in a French.
You do it in a Chinese accent.
All right, here we go.
All right, last one. Here we go. Matt de Groot, you're going first. 11-year-old British boy beats Stephen Hawking and Albert Einstein in his IQ test.
Not into it.
Best headline.
You can be as smart as you like, but I bet he's not funny, and I'm still going to beat him up for his lunch money.
Oh, not bad.
Bullying.
I get it.
All right, Sarah, bring us home. Last one. Here we go.
Being smarter than Einstein would make you feel proud. But that's nothing compared to the feeling Whipper got when he managed to spell the word cloud.
Why is this all about me?
Because such an easy target.
Feels like wrap up all week.
Because you didn't coach my son's AFL team. That's all, Whipper. It's nothing personal.
Next year. Sid, what do we do here?
It's a hat trick. You're stank this week.
Love you, Sid. You can go check that out on the Fitzy and Whipper Instagram account, and you can see Sid's great work in the Stella magazine all across on the Daily Telegraph and all across on your Sunday papers. Thanks for coming in, Sid.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper podcast.